What's up, everybody? It's your boy Slim, aka Mr. Different, back with another video, and finally we are going to be reviewing the Presonus Atom. I'll put some sexy B-roll right up on screen right now. Yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed that. But yeah, we're gonna be reviewing the Presonus Atom. Just like I did with the Fire, I want to take a look at the Atom as well, because I do use Studio One as well as Everett Studio, y'all know that. And if you want me to do a versus video where I compare the Fire versus the Atom, I would be happy to do that. Just leave it in the comments below, like the video, all that good stuff, and let me know if that's something you guys want to see, because I'm thinking about doing that, and I just want to make sure some of you guys see. But yes, we're gonna get right into it. Presonus Studio One's first MIDI controller for Studio One. Now I do want to make some disclaimers real quick before we get to the video. Presonus did send me this as a way of helping me kind of get into Studio One and just see what I thought about it in general. I had it for about a month now, so I've been playing with it since December, you know, so I think I got a good grasp of how it works and how to use it in my workflow. So I want to give you my opinions, both the good and the bad with this controller, and let you guys know what I think about it overall and who I recommend this controller for. So with that being said, let's jump right into Studio One and do the overhead cam so you guys can see the Studio One Presonus Atom controller. Let's go. All right, so here we are right now looking at the Atom controller by the guys at Presonus Studio One. So yeah, shout out to them. As I said, they did send me this, like I said, to try out and all that, but in no way is that going to shape the way I discuss this and review this. I'm gonna give you both the good and bad of it, but let you know what I like about it, don't like about it, all that good stuff, just like I did with the Fire. I might get a little heated, I might not, we'll just have to see. But yeah, so here it is right here. As you can see, the Atom controller looks very nice, you know, got a nice little black finish, got all the pads and everything like that. We're gonna go over each individual part about it and what it can do and kind of show you. I also got Studio One on screen as well, so you can see if I do some things inside here, you can see it being represented inside of Studio One as well. So that's going to be dope, and I'll try to, you know, switch in between when I can. So first, I just look over the overview of the whole unit. So it has a nice build quality. I'll go and say that with the build quality, it has the same kind of feel and build quality as the Akai Fire. So if you like the Akai Fire's build quality and all that, like I said, but just like that unit, this is the same kind of build quality. It feels really good, really rugged. I mean, it's plastic, of course, but you know, it feels good in the hands. It's not solid. It takes a single USB cable, which is dope. I think it got like a Kensington lock on it. Yeah, it got like the lock function, but I never use them. But yeah, it has that, you know, that single USB, so it's bus powered and all that good stuff. Has a blue LED on it. It's blue when it's locked to Studio One, and it turns green when it's pretty much in like general MIDI mode. So you can kind of, you know, use it for any DAW, which is dope as well. You have a bunch of buttons on the left side and the right side. You have 4 encoders. These encoders feel really good. Like, I really like these encoders. They are super smooth, super slick. They just work like really good. They work really good, and they feel good, and they're pretty large as well, so I like that. Buttons on the side, there's a ton of them. I'll go through each individual one, but they're very good. They feel very nice and squishy. See, I'm changing stuff right now. They feel really good. The pads, oh man, the pads, they're not MPC quality. Go ahead and say that, not no MPC quality, but if you're used to the Machine Micro or the Machine, any of them type of drum machines, then I mean, you know, it has that same kind of feel as those, and they are pressure sensitive all the way up. So you see, press it real soft and then press it real hard, you get that loudness right there. So that is dope. So it is full velocity sensitivity. So yeah, and as you can see, I don't know if you can see it very well, but each like pad has both a number and has its own type of like wording up here that allows you to do different functions inside of each pad. And most of the buttons on here have dual functions to them just by holding the shift button right here. You know, that is good as well. So there's a bunch of functionalities built into this right now. Now, the main thing about this is that it integrates really well with Studio One, both with the transfer controls and navigation. But if you use something like Impact XT, which is on the screen right now, so if you're using Impact XT, it really integrates really well with that. They built this to kind of integrate with that. So they kind of made this is basically the hardware version of the software version. As you see, when you first open Impact XT, these 4 knobs are already pre-routed, as you can see, to the amp right here. The amp, then you have the pan. And then you have the transpose. and then the decay. It's good for hi-hats. So, you know, you got that, so it's already pre-routed, but you can route these to anything on the DAW. Another function I want to show you is that if you hit setup mode, these 6 pads down, these 8 pads, sorry, these 8 pads right here are custom buttons. So when you hit setup, that's the first button, so you got a song position, you have setup, and it takes you to the setup mode. Now, in order to change what these pads do, jump over to Studio One, go right up here, you click Atom, and now you can pretty much customize these buttons right here based off here. So you can have them do different things. And also you can have the encoders as well do different stuff as well, depending on where you're at. See how it says inside of impact, and they already got the gain, the focus, all that good stuff. You can change these by just right clicking, go to assign or unassign. You can change the color, all that good stuff, and have these as custom buttons at any time to do certain features. So say like you want to use humanize, you just double click, go to assign command, you just type in human, and there's humanized, and I can set that as humanized, and it'll be humanized anytime I hit song mode. That'll be the humanized button. So pretty customizable. I do like that. They give you 8 pads to customize, and then you can also customize control encoder as well. So that is very dope as well. You have your set loop function, which basically lets you select the loop. So if you're in setup and this button is select or input, so you can input a track, and then I hit select all. All right, that's duplicate, my bad. Select all, there we go. And then I can hit set loop, and it'll set the loop. If I hold shift and set loop, it set the loop by holding shift. So you hold shift, set loop, it sets the loop, and then I can loop on and off. So, you know, that's dope right there. You have the event button. So basically it's the event editor. So you can bring up the event editor anytime. Let me just show and hide that and close this. I can, if I hold shift and edit editor, it takes it away. Then if I press it, it brings it back up. So there you go, nice in the event editor. So that's pretty dope right there. Depending on what type of program you're on or whatever, it will do a different thing depending on that program. So that is dope right there. Next, you have your nudge and quantize button. So you know what nudge and quantize is. If you need to quantize and nudge stuff, you can do that depending on what you got your timing set to. So you press it once to nudge it, you hold shift to quantize, and that's dope right there. Show and hide instrument. Basically what it says, lets you show and hide the instrument by pressing it. So just one button there. Preset and focus, so you can focus on, I haven't really used this, but I think it lets you focus on a different parameter and actually focusing on it. And by holding shift, you can do that as well. So I have to read the manual about that, but you know, that's there. Banks just allow you to, you hold it, it allows you to go through the different banks depending on what you're doing. If you're in any type of Studio One instrument, you can use the bank button to like go between your banks. So if you got like multiple things, you're doing like some live jams or whatever, then you can go through your banks just by holding that, and it lights up your banks. You just go through all 8 banks. So that's dope right there. Modes, probably what a lot of people are going to love, especially if you're a drum programmer, you're going to love these. You have the full level mode. So basically what that means is when it's not on, you have full velocity sensitivity. So the harder you press, the louder the sound is. But full level mode means no matter how you press it, it's always at full level. That is loud. That just damaged my eardrum. So yeah, that's dope right there. Note repeat is the second function, which I love this function. I mean, come on, note repeat. I mean, you need it for drums. But how it works is whatever the last instrument or sound you press on the pad, that would be the note repeat. So say the hi-hats, I hit note repeat, it switches over, and now you can see it tells you each timing differences that the notes will be repeated. So right there, easy as that, and you just press it again, and now you're out of note repeat. Note repeat is a great function, especially when doing hi-hats, rolls, and snare rolls and all that. I love that feature. I use it all the time. It's just amazing. Next, you have your navigation button, which allows you to navigate depending if you're in one of these. Say I'm in my files over here, I can navigate up and down with them. You can navigate up and down, left and right. You know, left actually takes you back up. You can navigate up and down. And also if you're in, like, say, a Studio One plugin, such as let's see, what's a Studio One instrument? Say we have, we'll just go to My Tai, because you know that's there. If you're in My Tai, you can actually browse through different presets by going left and right. Actually change that, and then up and down, and you should be able to see presets. There we go. Hit the preset button. Now I should be able to browse through the presets. Click a bass. There we go. Now I can browse through the presets. And if you're inside of a Studio One preset or a Studio One plugin, you should be able to browse the different presets, hitting up and down, go into them, and you can browse through different presets, select the preset, Oh, that's weird sounding. That's like a lead, or let's do like a pad or bell. Let's do like a bell. There we go. And yeah, you can go through presets and stuff like that and navigate. And you can select and zoom and kind of zoom in the presets and all that. Now, when you are inside of a certain instrument, such as a keyboard, or like this is a synthesizer, like a subtractive synthesizer, it turns to keyboard mode. As you can see, the blue notes are your blue notes, are your black notes, and then the yellow are your white notes. That has a lot of decay to it. Let's just turn that down a little bit. Your blue notes are your black notes, the yellow notes are your white notes, and then these two buttons up here is octave up, so octave down. So you have your octave up and octave down buttons, which are, it's a standard keyboard. It's not the best, but I mean, at least it has a keyboard function in there. I'm glad they did add that, but if you need to do like some little jamming type stuff like that, it's right there. There you go. Next up is setup, which I think setup just allows you to do like different setup modes and stuff like that in it. I'll probably show you something cool after the end of the video, like a cool little light show. I'll show you how to do that. It's pretty dope. And then you have your transport controls, which I do like the most out of this. So the first one is click and count in. So you hit it one time, you add your click. And then if you hit it, if you hold shift and press it, now you do like the countdown. So it's basically a pre-roll into it. So that is dope right there. Then you have record and save. So by hitting it, you put it in record mode. So it pretty much records what you're doing. And if you hold shift and hit it, it does a quick save, which is dope. Then you have your play. And then if you hold it, you turn it to loop mode, which is dope. And then you have stop. And then also if you hold it and press stop again, you actually have undo. So holding shift and stop is undo, which undo is a great feature. I love that feature right there. It's useful when you're making drum pads, you mess up, just hold that undo and boom, bam, bam. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it when it comes down to the Atom and what it can do and everything. Like I said, you also can control different colors. If you got impact open up, you can select a pad, and then you can actually change the color of the pad. You see it changes. That's dope to kind of keep your stuff color coordinated. Yeah, I mean, there's really not much else I can say about it, except, yeah, there it is. That is what it is. So good and bad about the Atom. The good thing is, like I said, it's very focused. Like I said, I love the transport controls. I love the plethora of functionality that it does have in it, and the customization of the unit itself. I do love that about this unit, and it makes it really good, especially when you're using Impact XT to do drums. I figured out a workflow that I want to show you guys in later videos of how I use it with Impact to get my drum patterns and all that going on, and I really do like. Negatives about it, I don't like the keyboard mode in it. I think the keyboard mode is kind of an afterthought when it comes to it. It's nice it's there, but it just doesn't have the functionality I would like with it. Can't really say anything. I mean, it takes a little bit to get it set up at first, like I said, and there's so many layers upon layers of stuff you can do, and trying to figure out how to actually do it all is kind of confusing at first, but once you kind of set it up and customize it yourself, it's pretty good to go. And I think that's what it was really meant for you to customize yourself. Out the box, it's set up pretty nice, but once you customize it and rearrange some buttons, especially with the setup features right here, and you customize those, you'll really be on the ball and ready to go, and you'll be starting to do some amazing things. And that's really it. I mean, on top of that, it's a drum pad. So if you don't need a drum pad or drum machine, you're used to programming your stuff with a keyboard, stuff like that, you might not get this, and you might not want this, because I mean, essentially it is kind of a drum machine, drum pad type of thing, but I think it's really good for hip hop, EDM, trap, especially boom bap, stuff like that, sample based music. I feel like this is a very good unit, because now that Impact XT has a bunch of new features with it, it just makes really good for doing, drum patterns, stuff like that. And also it has a sequencer mode. So if you actually add in a pattern, so if we go to song setup and then I add in the insert and I go to the editor, now when I press play, I can actually turn the loop on. Sequence it. Go to the next sound. Which that's very bad. We all know that, but it's good because, like I said, they added in that kind of FL Studio kind of, sequencer, which I'll be doing some videos about that as well. So that's dope as well, and it's good to have. So you do have a sequence mode in it as well, just like, the fire and all that. So do I recommend this? Like I said, just like with the Akai Fire, I can only recommend this to people who are new to Studio One or whatever. Like me, it's perfect for me because I'm new to Studio One, and you need a controller. You need your first MIDI controller. This is very dope. Like I said, it ain't gonna replace a keyboard, so I would say get you like a nice little small keyboard, like a MPK or something like that, little small mini ones or whatever, to kind of go along with this. But by itself, I don't feel like it's, unless you're doing like straight sampling, drum bass stuff like that, boom bap, all that, then yeah, you can get away with just this controller and be perfectly fine. But you know, I would like to see a screen on it. I think come on, I think they could have put a screen on here somewhere, maybe just been like a little bit taller, and they could have put like a nice little OLED screen to kind of tell you what you're doing and set up some extra features like that. I think that would have been dope. And yeah, I mean, that's really the negatives. But like I said, if you already have a drum machine or something like that, you might not get this. But if you want something that integrates with Studio One perfectly well and just works out the box, this it is. Once you update the firmware and update, you're good to go, and it works and it's great. So yeah, that's the fire. And plus, coming in at only $150, it's pretty good still. You know what I'm saying? And you also get a copy of Studio One as well if you buy this. So I mean, it's up to you. It's your opinion, but it is what it is. I will be doing a comparison of this and the fire, so you can see them side by side and see which one you'll like better and all that good stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That is the Atom from Presonus Studio One. I like it. It has helped me out a lot. Like I said, it's great for beginners, great for people who do drum stuff, sample bass, all that kind of stuff. It's great for them. With the price being good, I mean, it works. But at the end of the day, it's up to you if you want to buy it. If you already own stuff like this, it's probably going to be a skip for you anyway, but hey, it is what it is. And plus, it does work in other DAWs perfectly fine. I've learned that as well. So yeah, that's it. Oh, also, just want to show you something real quick. If you got it turned off to regular mode, hold shift and press the 3 right here, that button. Now you have a cool little light show. So yeah. There you go. If you want a little light show going on your studio, there you go. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoy. Like always, let me guys know what you think about the Atom. Let me know if you guys want to see the versus series of this versus the fire. I definitely will do that if you guys want it. And let me know what you guys think about this. Something you're gonna pick up, something you're not gonna pick up, something you're gonna skip completely, or you're gonna stick to FL Studio, because I know a lot of you guys are. But yeah, there you go for all my Studio One people out there. This has helped me out a lot. Hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you for Presonus for sending me this to try out. And yeah, with that being said, hope you guys enjoy it, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one, everybody.